Okay, hi. So welcome to this session, which is about BCXP Synergy. Okay, so my name is Joanna. I'm currently the LCVP BT Marketing of Isaac Import Fab, and my fun fact is that, as you can see from the picture, I'm pretty obsessed with dogs. Okay, so with this session, we want you to be able to understand the importance of the synergies, in this case, BCXP Synergy, how to build good and healthy synergies, and also which topics you should approach in BCXP Synergy, um, regardless as well as your BCXP corners. Okay, so firstly, what is synergy? According to Google, synergy is the interaction or cooperation of two or more organizations, substances, or other agents to produce a combined effect greater than the sum of the separate effects, which means that in this case of BCXP synergy, the goal is like to have a cooperation between OGX and B2C and be able to this way have greater results and less effort. So synergies are supposed to help us understand our customers, and why? Because we have two parts. In one of the sides we have OGX, which help us understand our customers because they are in more constant contact with our EPs, and are able to understand why they don't want to go on an experience or what do they fear, so we can also address those issues and try to understand them better. And from the other side, we have B2C, which help us understand where are these customers and EPs coming from, like what's their referral, if they are coming from stands, stories, events, etc. And also which colleges they are coming from or which like region. So that's why it's very important, because the combination of these two informations will help us understand our customers better and also help us improve our customer experience. So, as I was saying before, synergies are important because they make it possible to go from 80% effort and only 20% results to only 20% effort but 80% results, which is a better way of doing things. So, in synergies, it's us before me, which means that we should think together and not only like what does OGX need and what does BTC need, but like what does BCXP need. And as you can see from this sentence down here, knowing and practicing good synergies allows the team to be focused and more likely to achieve the goal, since everyone is clear on the role they play to advance the organization and they have good communication to make it happen. So it's very important, like I said before as well, to increase the results and also like because we are striving for the same goal in a synergy. So, how to have a good synergy and also a healthy synergy. So, let me just try to put this here. So, first, you should build a clear plan to understand what you want to take out of the synergy, what are you going to do in a synergy, how many times are you going to have a corner, if it's weekly or not, uh, even if I think it should be, and also align your goals. Because it is very, very, very important for you guys to be aligned on what you want to achieve, because it doesn't make sense if like OGX wants to achieve like, I don't know, 15 approvals, but B2C says that they only want to achieve 10, because that doesn't make sense. It's a common goal, so you should align your goals as well, because the goals of OGX and the goals of B2C can directly impact the goals of the other part, so it is important to be aligned. Besides that, it's important to be accountable on your deliverables and review and output also every step. Why? Review, it's important so you know what happened in the past and you know how it can influence the future, and also like to not repeat the same mistakes, let's say. So if something didn't work in the past, it's good for you to analyze it and understand why didn't it work out and what should you change for it to be better, and also so you can implement it in the future and also like implement things that actually worked out well. And output, so you don't get lost when you are trying to find something and actually are like more efficient when doing anything. Then you should also be responsible for following the deadlines, because it is super important. As you know, there are some deadlines that should be followed in order to like have all the steps and all the stages done correctly. And it's very important because if one part doesn't follow the deadlines and doesn't and isn't responsible for what they are doing, it will directly influence what the other ones are doing. So it is very important to be responsible for what we are doing, especially when we are working in a synergy and when our work influences and impacts the work of the other people that are working with me. So that is why it is super important to be responsible and also follow the deadlines. A tip I usually give here respecting and regarding the following of the deadlines is imagine that you establish a deadline for something like for the end of next week, so 7 days ahead. So what I usually tell my TLB to do is to like, if they have, imagine today's Monday and they have until Sunday to do the tasks. What I tell them is like to establish a small deadlines in the between. So, for example, if they want to do a video showing the experiences until Sunday for LC sharing, it could be like an example. Until Tuesday, they have to ask and get the videos from the TLs of OGX. Until Thursday, they should put all the videos together, and until Saturday they should put the music and also the captions, so Sunday they could send the video to me and I could see and give feedback. So that's a tip I usually give because I think it's easier to follow deadlines as well this way. It cannot work, it could not work for everyone, but you could try it if you think that following deadlines sometimes it's hard for you. So after that, it's also important to track and support each other, okay? Because it's also your responsibility as a member of the synergy and as a part of the synergy to track what the other parts are doing. So imagine in this case I just gave, they had like 1 week to complete a task. It is important for you as part of the synergy to like, I don't know, in the middle of the week, for example, to send them a message and like, how is it going? How do you need help? Do you need me to do anything in order for it to be easier for you? And it's also like, besides being able to track what they are doing and making sure that they also follow the deadlines, it shows that you are there for supporting them. And it's also very important because another good and another very important thing of a synergy is that you have a comfortable environment and a trusting environment where each part knows that the other one is supporting them and is therefore like to help them. Then it's also important to develop projects together, so you also know like the importance of this synergy in like a more direct way, because you are going to see the influence you have on each other in a more practical way. So, for example, if you want to have an OGV event, for example, the OGV area should like talk to IR for them to come, for them to explain what opportunities they have open, for them to present their countries, etc. So they would make that contact, while B2C would make the contact and would be responsible for attracting youth to come to that event. So this would, as you see, be like efforts to the same goal, which was the event. And it's super fun, and I think it's a good way to put the synergy in a more practical way. Then promote achievements. It's super important to promote achievements. And also, finally, downscale to network. It's super important to keep your network updated, let's say, and also so they can like get tips from you and also give tips to you. Okay, so as a sum up, as you can see here, the three main important things, let's say, about the synergy is one, communication, because there is no good synergy without a good communication. And it's very important to have a constant communication with every part of the synergy to be aware of what's happening and also create a comfortable environment, like I said before. Second, it's very important responsibility, our responsibility for making our tasks and doing our tasks and completing them, but also responsibility for making sure that the other part is doing their tasks as well. So yes, and finally, accountability, as I also mentioned before. So now, sorry, about responsibilities. About the different parts of this synergy. So we have B2C marketing that, as you know, is the specialist in market, business to consumer, and program messaging. And their main responsibility is to communicate programs' value to the markets. It can be through stands, through stories, through emails, through any marketing activity. So yes. Then OGX, which are the program specialists, and their main responsibility is to set program strategy and deliver the program service to the customers. As I said before, these are the main responsibles, let's say, for being in constant contact with the EPs and make sure that everything is okay. Together, they are responsible for the customer experience in every stage of the funnel, while B2C marketing more on the attraction part and OGX more on the other stages, but they are, like I said before, responsible for making sure that the other part is actually getting everything done, let's say. Okay, so topics to approach in BCXP Synergy and in your corners. I will go one by one after more deep down, let's say. But let's start with data analysis and plan achieved review, then IR partners and opportunities. Number 3 is attraction plan review, and finally bottlenecks analysis and next steps to overcome them. So, starting with number 1, which is data analysis and plan achieved review, what should you ask yourself? You should ask, what is the goal for this month and where are we standing right now? So, why is this important? Why is this numbers so important for you? They are important so BCXP can actually know what is missing until the end of the month to achieve 100% planned versus achieved, and are able to actually better plan next steps. For example, imagine you had planned 20 signups for this month and it is the second week and you are like at 10 signups. It is important to analyze this because then you can establish like, okay, we have 10 signups left, what do we have to do to achieve them? So we are able to achieve 100% planned achieved. So this is why it's so important to analyze this. And here we have some KPIs you should analyze, like the number of signups, number of applicants, number of accepteds, and number of approvals, and also some conversion rates like sign up to applicant and sign up to new applicant, and also apply applicant to accepted. Then number 2 are IR partners and opportunities, which is basically what the knowledge OGX should pass to B2C during their synergy. And here it's important so B2C knows what should we sell at the moment. So B2C can know what countries, what opportunities, what backgrounds, and what SDGs they should promote during the attraction. This is important for B2C to know which are OGXIR partners and as that what countries we can solve and also what opportunities are open at the moment so we can actually target our attraction to this according to this. Because for example it doesn't make sense for like B2C to be selling and be trying to attract engineering students if there are no engineering opportunities. So that's why it is so important to be aligned in these aspects. Number 3 is attraction plan review, and here it's important to know what is planned for the next weeks and should we change anything to improve results? Is there anything missing? Is there anything that isn't working that we should change? This is important so OGX can also be aware of what B2C is doing and what B2C has planned, and be aware of the marketing activities that are planned for the next week and also the return that the past ones brought. And so that BCXP can actually together review the attraction plan and also think about new strategies that can actually overcome some of the things that didn't work out last month and the last weeks. So here it's important to know what was the return of last week's marketing activities and to know which referrals were the main ones, which universities were the main ones, what marketing activities are giving us more return, etc. And also what is planned for the next weeks. And here review what is planned and see according to the data from the past weeks if we should change anything or not. Lastly, we have bottlenecks analysis and next steps to overcome them. This is, I think, for the title, you can pretty much understand what I'm talking about here, but it's important to understand what is the bottlenecks of each area, which means the bottlenecks of OGX and bottlenecks of B2C, and also what can we do in order to achieve our goal and overcome these bottlenecks. So here it's very important because this way BCXP can establish clear strategies to overcome the bottlenecks of their areas and not only think about like what is bottleneck of OGX and what can I do to overcome this because I'm OGX, and what bottlenecks are from B2C and what can I do to overcome them because I'm B2C. No, here we think what are the bottlenecks, let's think together and together establish clear strategies to overcome them, and are also not only bottlenecks of the areas but also bottlenecks of the synergy that should be overcome by both of them, and in order like to improve results. So here it's important to understand what hasn't been working well and what should we do to improve this. So now, to sum up as well what I've been saying in the last few slides, what should B2C know about OGX? So B2C should be aware of which are their IR partners, which opportunities are open at the moment, and what are their project focuses, so they can also adapt their attraction according to this, which is very important to attract the youth we really want and are able to actually send on an experience. So now, what should OGX know about B2C? So OGX should know the planning of marketing activities for the next weeks and months, should also know which are the ER partners, so also knows like which kind of students we have, which kind of youth we have at our in our like in front of us. Third is the signups profiles, so they actually can know which opportunities they should have, and also here is very important to align with the IR part, so we know, okay, we have a sign up that is actually interested in going to I don't know, Italy. Let's talk with our IR partner from Italy and let's try to make it happen. And fourth and final one, main referrals. So OGX is aware of which marketing activities are bringing us more return. Now, regarding roles between LCVPs and TLB, okay, so LCVPs should create a strategical plan. This is like a normal responsibility for an LCVP, and also track performance of their areas and also TLB corners. It's very important that they do not only track the performance of their areas, which means OGX tracks OGX and B2C tracks B2C, but it's very important that they track the synergy and TLB corners, so they know what's actually happening there, and they can also improve and implement some of their ideas that might be good. Besides that, they should always make the attraction plan and also review it, analyze the bottlenecks, and also analyze the plan versus achieved. Regarding TLB, they should talk about conversion rates, sharing information about the different departments, which means like B2C should be aware of what's happening in OGX, and OGX should be aware of what's happening in B2C. Also brainstorming ideas for both areas, so they are more minds thinking for about the same things and are able to create more ideas. And also finally, data analysis and also reporting. Now, to finish, I would just like to leave you with this quote that two good people are better than one good person, and together we can do what no individual can do. This is the power of synergy, and this is why synergy is so important for BCXP, because it will make us like enable us to reach and achieve more results and greater results together with less effort, which is what we want. So this is it for this session. If you have any questions, feel free to approach me. You have my email, you have my phone number. I hope you liked it, and I hope it will be useful for you in the future. So yes, I hope to see you in the next one.